Hello, this is Celewan making a new video review. Now the Revoltech number 26, 26FS and 27, which constitute the End of Evangelion figure set. It consists on Evangelion Unit 2, the movie version, and the two Evangelion mass production models. Um, I know that one of the EVA mass production units, it's a limited edition. Sometimes I see one of them labeled as 26FS. However, I have seen also a lot of contradictory information regarding which one is a limited edition. The box does not specify which one is different, and not even the Kaijodo, the Revoltech official website, specifies which one is which. And in fact, they are seen the picture of the mass production EVAs features the EVA with the weapons and one EVA with the wings on. Just to clarify, there are two versions. One of them is the figure with the pair of wings to put on, and the other is the EVA with the weapons, battle damage parts, and the lens of Longinus. I'm going to be reviewing them together since they all came from the same movie, and because they all have a unique sculpt among the Evangelion of Revoltech, and because, well, it will be easier than to make one review for each of them. So these are the two figures on the set. I'm going to start with the articulation. We have only one articulation on the neck, made from one joint alone. This allows the figures to bend their heads all the way down, but not as much upwards. At least in the mass production EVA it looks okay given the shape of the head and the overall design. But for Unit 2 it kind of, well, it doesn't look as well, because Unit 2 is supposed to be looking upward sometimes, so, well. There is one articulation in the shoulder, like this, another one on the elbow, and for the first time we see that the hand is held in place by a little peg instead of with an articulation. This comes real handy, no pun intended, because now the hand looks more in scale with the rest of the arm. There is no articulation bulging there, and it just looks as if it is just one continuous sculpt. This is one of the things I like the most about these figures and of the 2.0 mold that was released a few years later. Some people say that it takes out the articulation on the wrists, but I think it looks better than to have one big joint there. The Evangelion Evolution gave a solution to this by using very small joints on the wrists, but I really like a lot how these ones look. Like with all the other pylons on the Evangelions, at least before the 2.0 mold, the pylon of Unit 2 is being held in place by two smaller peg-like structures on the inside of the pylon. This allows it to rotate like this. So when you raise the arm, you just have to twist it a little. This creates the effect that if the EVA twists the arm like this, the pylon will move together. The pylon and the arm will move together. So some people don't like this. They say that the pylons are fixed to the body of the EVA, but I really don't see much of an issue there. Now, they both have one articulation on the abdomen. It allows them to move like this, like that. That's it. Just to clarify, I switched the joint of my mass production Evangelion. They normally come with a white one. I switched it to black because it is easier to edit images if I just have to edit the white parts instead of the black ones. Now, the leg articulation is still like those of the Neon Genesis Evangelion figures. Uh, there's one articulation on the hip that allows the Eva to kick, and another one that allows it to twist like this. This allows the Eva to do things like this, about to crash an helicopter. Well, they were not helicopters, they were like battle planes, or I don't know what they were, but it's really cool. There's one articulation on the knee and one in the foot. All those articulations are the same in all of the figures. They both come with a standard Revoltech base, a black one with just one segment and one joint. These figures have a tiny hole on the bottom of the Eva, you know where I'm talking about, that allows it to be posed on top of this, like if it is jumping or flying in the case of the winged Eva mass production. These three Evas were the first ones to include this base, and there is a tiny hole on the base here that fits into the either of the feet of the Eva to help them stand in the case of poses like this one. I'm using the clear bases that were released a little later, but just so that you can get the idea that the bases are not completely useless here. For the extras, we have the always present umbilical cable of the normal Evangelions. You just have to plug it in the back of the Eva. And we have one of the highlights of this figure, which is the double-edged sword. I'm not quite sure what is their actual designation. I have read that it is Uken, Giant Sword, Double Blade. There are many synonyms. I'm just going to use Blade for easiness purposes. There is one specific hand to hold them in these two Evas. I'm going to talk about them later. Now, Unit 2 also comes with its progressive knife, the primary weapon and practically the only one that Unit 2 uses before starting the dismembering of the rest of the Eva series. Now, this Unit 2 comes with pylons that can be split. This feature was later used again on the Revoltech 32, the Evangelion Unit 1 from Evangelion 1.0. So I'm going to take a closer look now. To replace the part, you just have to pull the upper part of the pylon like this. It will fall easily. It's just been held by a couple of small pegs. To slide in the new one, you just have to put it on top like this and push down, and there you go. This one is the open hatch for the progressive knife. This one was the first ever released with such a gimmick. It looks really nice. In fact, you can pose the Eva with the other arm reaching for the knife. The other extra is for the other pylon, and it works on exactly the same way. You just have to pull out the normal one and slide in the new one, which is actually another weapon that was featured only on the end of Evangelion, which is some sort of needle launcher. There are 2, 4, 6, 7 sort of launchers inside that throw spikes that in one scene of the movie pierce through the head of one of the mass production Evangelions. This feature was not seen again until Rebuild 2.0, and well, it is implied that it was always there, but it was never used. But in either case, it's a nice addition for this Unit 2. Of course, it would have been nicer to have an extra with the head full of spikes for the mass production Evas. But anyway, now the two versions of the mass production Evangelion come with different extras. The first one comes with some weapons and accessory heads and damaged parts, and the other one comes with neither of those but with the set of wings. I'm going to be reviewing first the weapon version of this unit, and as weapon it comes with, of course, again the blade. It is identical to that of Unit 2, and it also comes with a hand to hold it. Well, a hand designed specifically to hold it. Now, the other weapon that comes with it is a lance of Longinus. Now, this one is the lance that came with this Eva. I just painted it red because I didn't have a red lens back then, and now it seems I'm going to have like 3 or 4. I'm going to show you later an unedited version of this one, but this is the size it has. It is like twice the size of Revoltech, and it's pretty detailed. I have seen Bandai do better lenses than this one, and it seems Revoltech hasn't bothered in changing the sculpt of these lenses in many years, given that it is the same sculpt that it used on another set of End of Evangelion figures. The rest of the extras that come with the mass production Evangelions are just different parts for the figure. The first one is a different head with the open mouth. Goes like this. Oh. You just slide it inside. I haven't used them, so they are kind of tight. No pun intended there either. And like this. We have that creepy smile that was so particular on the mass production Evangelions. Uh, uh, it was a smile that of course didn't last much because it comes with another head with the exposed brains. Gruesome as it sounds. Oh, damn it. Oh, my. Well, I'm going to leave it like that. As I was saying, gruesome as it is a head with the actual brains outside. I don't know. There. It is a head, battle damaged head. It's very nicely detailed, actually. Now, if the bloody head is not enough gore for you, the Eva comes with a set of extra bloody pieces. We have this one for the arm. It goes like this. And now we have a handicapped mass production Eva. Yep, just like that. You can see in the paint the detail of the bones and the flesh popping out there. It's really nice, actually. And there is another one here. I'm just going to go like this, and let's pop the leg out to put this one in. It's a bit larger. It could go on the shoulder or in the leg as I placed it. And it's another bloody part, missing leg or arm, depending where you put it. And like the small one, you can see the bone and the flesh and a lot of blood there. It's kinda creepy, but it serves the purpose. The last gimmick that comes with the weapon version of the mass production Evangelion is an open entry plug hatch. I'm going to show it with the other one I have. You just have to pull out this little piece here and slide the new one. And there you go, Eva with an open entry plug hatch. It's red, opposed to the other entry blocks we see in the series that are completely white, and it reads Kaoru on the side. Now, as for the winged version of this figure, we have, of course, the giant wings. To use them, you just have to do the same. Remove the top piece and place them on, like this. You can see they are pretty big, almost twice, well, over twice the size of one of the other Evas. One thing to notice about the wings is that they don't affect much the overall balance of the figure. Here I show you, there are no supports of any kind on the Eva. It it just holds in place. They come with one articulation on each side that allows some range of movement like this, or you can just place them like this. Now each of the mass production EVAs comes with 6 hands, 2 on the figure and 4 in the package. We have fist hands that are not completely fist, but they have this tiny space here to slide the lines of Longinus in. The hands I was talking you about that are meant to hold the blade, and one that could be considered an open palm. The hands for EVA Unit 2 are open palms currently on the figure. We have these are like for gun, but since the EVA doesn't come with any rifle, it's meant for the progressive knife, closed fists, and this one, right hand, meant to be used with the blade of the mass production EVAs. Now, to wrap this up, I'm going to review the Revoltech 118, which is once again the Evangelion mass production model. This is, let's say, a combination of numbers 26 and 26FS. It's the figure with all the weapons and the wings that were not included on the previous release. This figure we see has the package form of the 2.0 mold, except for the fact that it is quite wider. The box is actually 1.5 times bigger than normal to accommodate all of the things that come inside. This figure was released to commemorate the release of the 12th volume of the Evangelion manga, which has been on the run for over 16 years now and still hasn't finished, which, well, it's really close to its end now. It's on the last minutes of End of Evangelion. It's going to be just a quick review of this one. We see the triple layer blister. Now, they did not bother in making any new sculpt or any new extra for this version of the figure. This is the lens I told you earlier, the purple lens that originally accompanied the weapon version of the mass production EVA number 26, and that now comes with this unit. We see this light purple, and the movie is seen as dark purple, almost black, but well, it also comes with its blade like the others. Comes with the 6 hands, the open entry plug hatch, the open mouth, exposed brains, and battle damage parts. The figure is exactly the same. There is no visible or discernible difference. Originally I thought that the white that they had used on this model was some sort of pearly white or an iridescent white, but it just turns out that it's the same color. You can see here the normal white articulation on the torso of the EVA. I told you I have switched mine to black. On behind all this, we see the wings of the EVA unassembled, and the extra, well, the only extra that they included was the rubber container that they started using later on in the series, just so that you can put in all the tiny hands of the EVA and the little pieces that could easily fall or get damaged outside of it. This, well, I'm not going to say that this release was completely pointless, because the mass production units were very expensive on eBay and places like that. I once saw a weapon mass production unit go above $100. But and this unit, while it is not on the same price that the original 2 releases had, I think it's still a good deal for this. especially if you did not got one of the units or you didn't have either. This one has all the things that came with the previous one. Just to note, this unit, besides the already mentioned river container, comes with a clear base like those used later on the series, like this one. I just received this one. I found it on Mandrake. It was really cheap, actually. So to wrap this up, we have the 3 versions of the mass production units and Evangelion Unit 2. If you want if either one of them, Unit 2 is easy to come by, and the 118 complete version, you can still find it at around its original price. The 26 versions of the mass production units will be tricky to come by, especially the weapon version of the unit, because it's expensive nowadays. So this was LA1 making a video review, the Revoltech 26, 26FS, 27 and 118 from the Revoltech Yamaguchi line, the Evangelion Unit 2 and mass production units. Thanks for watching. Visit my blog at posters.blogspot.com, and now you can see the unfinished images I published there on my Tumblr. You can see the link below, and thanks for watching. P.S. I checked the magazine that came with Evangelion Unit 3 in the 2.0 mold, and I saw that the mass production unit labeled as a limited edition is a weapon version, just so you know.